that some weeks back, the 4 commissioners of Parliament received a second service award of 400 million shillings each. The 4 commissioners, as we know them, the Honorable Solomon Silwanyi, the Honorable Esther Afoychan, the Honorable Prosi Akampulira Mbabazi, and the Honorable Matthias Mpuga. This money was apparently intended to see them through the campaigns. And to avoid a paper trail, this money was received through the parliamentary circle. Now, these people, through their agents, have been recently, and specifically last week, been spreading propaganda that I also received a service award. Some of you probably saw those things. Now, this is completely false. And it is meant to be a cover-up for this second service award that the commissioners gave themselves. Look, even if they sent any such money to my account, I will direct my bank with immediacy to return that money to the sender. Why? Because such under-the-table money is illegal, it is irregular. This is a point that I have made severally. As we have said time and again, if any of these commissioners want to be awarded, and I've had some of them say former leaders have been awarded, former vice presidents, prime ministers, and so on, let them bring an amendment to the law. We have a law called Emoluments and Benefits of the President, Vice President, and Prime Minister. When those people leave office, there are benefits which they get. So if any of these commissioners want to also receive some kind of benefit, why don't they bring an amendment to that law so that we debate it publicly, as opposed to doing things surreptitiously and under the table? You see also, the former leaders that they keep referring to did not sit among themselves and decide to give themselves money, as these commissioners keep doing. That's one difference. This is a law that was passed in 2010 by the then Parliament, the Emoluments and Benefits of the President, Vice President, and Prime Minister. But also, the awards received by these former leaders were received after they left office, not when they were still serving, like these commissioners keep doing. And you see, that's why even media houses are being hounded out of Parliament today, because of the many ills that keep happening here. When we talked about the First Service Award and the corruption here at Parliament, I know for a fact some media houses were threatened, some staff of Parliament were threatened because they were thought to be the ones giving this information to us. And this continues to happen. My point has always been, if you are doing the right thing, then you'll have no reason to hound the media and even some staff of Parliament. Just do the right thing, and you'll not have any problem with the media, as we are seeing. NTV, Daily Monitor is the latest victim. We don't know which media house might be next. Why? Because the media keeps exposing the ills that are happening among leaders. Just do the right thing, and you'll not have a problem with the media. You'll not have a problem with some of your staff, because I know for a fact that some staff have been threatened severally for dismissal, and some even worse, have been threatened to be harmed, because they are thought to be the ones who keep availing this information to us. Obviously, we get it from reliable sources, and that's why it is credible. But we condemn, again, this behavior. Previously, I wrote to the IGG, then the Honorable Betty Kamya, after the First Service Award and the corruption that was happening here at Parliament, and she promised that she will come and investigate. She never did. So I'm not going to write to the IGG again, the current one, because I know for a fact they will not investigate these matters. They will not pick interest. But it's important that we are accountable to the people of Uganda. My duty here is to keep the government in check. How do I do it? When there is an ill happening, I'll expose it so that the public knows. It's important. Ultimately, we are accountable to the people of Uganda. So if I write to the IGG and there is no response, I will inform the people of Uganda, because the buck stops with them. Thank you.
Honorable Sonyonyi is becoming a public liar to keep saying Parliament is paying out service awards. I think the only thing we need to accept as media, these are my bosses. They can fire me anytime, including Honorable Sonyonyi is my boss. But I think he loves limelight so much than institutional building. There is journalism, there is leadership. So if you are a leader in the parliament, your work is to build the parliament, the institution. Parliament is non-partisan as the institution, but the political parties exist here. So parliament picks from all political parties for management. That's why Lope is a commissioner. But now if his work is to, like reading news,
blackmail,
then it becomes a problem. And I would request that these bosses of mine start respecting themselves so that we can build the institution called the parliament. And if Honorable Sonyonyi wants to be transparent, like the way he says, let him start by giving you the accountability of the 2.8 billion we allocate to his office, so that we know it's transparent. He tells you, Parliament gave me this money, I've spent it like this. Then we know that it's after transparency. But it's wrong. That's not how public affairs are run. We have channels of accountability, including the money given to him. He will say, me I don't even touch it, me I don't even do it. Does he touch money? He does not run a department in the parliament. He's a commissioner. Do you run a department?
no, how can it?
So that is the work of the clerk to parliament. And the clerk to parliament, he is not a novice in politics. He's not a novice in leadership. He began his career in civil service in foreign affairs. He understands the law. He can't be paying public money the way Honorable Sonyonyi says. And I know this is a political season. Face the voters calmly and come back to the house. That's my message to all the MPs. Go give accountability to your voters, not by blackmailing the institution of parliament. And I'm seeing the desire to come here is too much. Why are they coming here? I thought to offer leadership. So, in summary, what my boss says is true. We have not paid any money out. He's a clerk. If he believes he has been paid out, as a commissioner himself, ask him to give you the pay slip. Because Parliament pays through IFMI system. Am I right?
Yeah.
There is no way the clerk to Parliament will pay any staff, any MP, be it a commissioner, without going through the IFMI system. So ask Honorable Sonyonyi to give you a pay slip, including his, since he loves what? Transparency. We are really tired of blackmailing an institution of government, an institution of the people, on money, money, money. Money, 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 even lies. He has not been paid the 650, it is a lie. Whoever is blackmailing Honorable Sonyonyi is an amateur. There is no way Honorable Sonyonyi can be paid the money. He is also wrong to imagine that Parliament has paid others.
To counter blackmail.
This thing of playing to the public all the time is a mark of people who are not yet ready to lead.
But has any MP received any money through SACO?
SACO is the MP's what? It is an MP's SACO.
To borrow money.
They contribute, they borrow, they do what? What is the SACO?
How do you ask that?
Even me, I go to SACO because I'm a member.
They say that you have passed the money through SACO. Is it true?
How do you pass
This
money
time
through SACO?
round.
You pay SACO as who?
You have passed their money through SACO.
SACO is not a supplier of government. Are we together? Government pays its registered suppliers. SACO is not a supplier of government. In this case, the suppliers mean for Parliament, the staff, the members, and the pre-qualified service providers. So how do you pass money to SACCO? But SACCO, even if you go now, I can go with you. You'll find MPs in SACCO. Do you stop them? It is their savings. So, Honorable Senyonyi, with all due respect, there is media work, which is limelight, which we all know, headlines. Then there is leadership, which is looking at institutions and people on how to improve them, not to bring limelight to ourselves all the time. It's unfortunate.
So, Director, is he like a resort?
I am the one who told you the service award was legitimately passed. Even in the budget in the House, I'm the one who said it. It was paid. But this one is absolute imagination and political propaganda. But also tell you, Lord, when you become a leader, you need to work with the teams. The commission, these are his team members. Whether they are NRM, whether you're noob, you come together as a team. And that is why they want to join IPOD. Is IPOD noob? IPOD is a team of political parties. You just tell him it is important to also understand how to play in a team. In a team, don't go for showbiz.
So what will happen if this has been investigated and turns out to be legit?
Investigate and bring here. You are now speculating.
So
I asked you.
What if?
I asked you, can he give you the pay slip? Because Parliament pays through integrated finance management system, all public funds. Even my salary cannot come to me in cash. Even my allowance cannot come to me in cash. It has to go to my bank account. If he's so sure, as my boss, I may not know. Please tell him, Obore says he doesn't know, but you can give us a pay slip of Honorable Silwanyi. Then I will say, Honorable Silwanyi, so you got it. But now, I cannot. I speak for the institution. I speak for the clerk to Parliament, who is supposed to make these payments. My boss has not paid any commissioner any money, apart from their salaries. Honorable Senyonyi receives a salary, he receives allowances, he receives honoraria. As what? A leader of opposition. And a member of the commission. He receives what? Honoraria. What Honorable Senyonyi Silwanyi receives? Honorable Senyonyi what? He receives. That is salary, allowances, this is fuel or what, and the honoraria for being commissioners of Parliament.
So when should commissioners receive another, which year should
Another
they receive another service award?
It seems I am speaking to a person who's pretending to sleep and I'm trying to wake him up. I told you a service award was a one-off.
Or is using a sample
Pain. You see? What do you mean by one-off? A one-off is one and that is it. If another commission so decides, they'll have to go through what? A process. I'm not a commissioner.
Mr. Director, when was the last time the commission sat and was Senyonyi?
The commissioner sat about 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago.
Was Senyonyi invited?
Every commissioner is invited. Even if he was not invited, how come he knows that the payment has been made but doesn't know the commissioner sat? Do you want to believe that? That a person who knows who has been paid does not know when the commission sits. If you know a commissioner sat, you come and what?
Traders downtown. Yesterday at our party headquarters, we spoke about this issue. I spoke about this issue. And we have said we are going to support these traders to go to court. Some of them have already gone. We are mobilizing others to support them in this process. We are not saying that we know there are challenges with our processes in court might take forever and so on and so forth. But we are saying at least let it be on record. I saw yesterday officials in KCCA, including the ED, promising to compensate these traders. I'm not a prophet, but that compensation is not going to come at all. Yeah, because what example do they give us of people they have compensated? In March of this year, even before Ham started the illegal construction he's doing, there were floods in the city. In my constituency, I lost 3 people Over 6 people died in the entire city. In my constituency, Mulimira zone, 3 people to those floods. The Honorable Minsa Kabanda, KCCA, and so on, they and other leaders, they promised that there will be compensation. It has never come. In August of last year, the Chitezi landfill disaster happened. 35 people died, where bodies were retrieved. 28 people are still missing to date. KCCA still at the time promised that they were going to compensate these families, those that are bereaved, those that lost loved ones, of course others lost their houses, property, and so on. Until tomorrow, that compensation has not happened. So I would like to implore the traders, please don't be hoodwinked. I saw them calming you down in that meeting that we are going to compensate you. It's not going to happen because they have never done it. They are not willing to do it at all. It's not their priority. They have failed to fix roads. And you think they're going to compensate you, traders? They will not. Chitezi that happened right under their watch. They promised to compensate. They have not. They will not compensate the traders. I'm not a prophet, but I'm sure it's not going to happen. So traders, do not take things lightly that now they have promised us they're going to compensate us. Let's calm down. No. And that's why it's good. Those that are going to court, we are supporting them. So that at least there is a court record. You know, it's important to go through that. Yeah. But keep speaking out, traders. Speak out. Some of us believe in peacefully expressing yourselves, peacefully even protesting, to show your discomfort. Teachers have been protesting peacefully. They didn't beat anyone. But they said, we are laying down our tools. And the pressure was felt until, of course, the leaders were called and they told them, now, this thing is getting out of hand. Please tell people to go back. Medical workers have in the past protested peacefully. So even traders, please do take some action. Don't be comfortable because they have promised you that they are going to compensate you. Like they compensated who? Kisitu asks what he thinks is a brilliant question. He has asked, why do you give us information after it has happened? Why not give us what's in the pipeline? I thought he was around when I was saying they don't invite me to the meetings where they take these decisions. So I can only find out after the meetings have happened. So I'm not some kind of foreteller that now I can sit here and I foretell that in 2 months down the road there will be a commission meeting which will decide this and so on. I don't have those spiritual powers, Mr. Chisitu. But at least what will happen, yes, when I get to know, I do communicate. I wish, and that's why I keep, wondering why and pushing to sit in those meetings. Because then there I would probably in that meeting say, no, this is wrong. Let's not pass this. This is problematic. But that's the very reason they don't invite me to the meetings, because they know I'll say no to this on record. Namayo, this is something that I have said, that one, the information that I've received is from very reliable sources, just like it was with the First Service Award, which they denied. And I said it is true. Eventually, they considered and said, okay, we took the money, but it was through the proper channels. Which channels, they couldn't explain themselves. When I talked about the 100 million shillings, again, there were questions. Saying, where do you get that from? We shall take you to court and so on. But it became very clear, including from the person, Mr. Museveni, who gave them the money. So even with this one, give it time. Why not write to the new IGG? You see, the IGG is not just an individual, of course. One, there are 2 deputies. Those 2 deputies are still in office. They were deputies to the Honorable Betty Kamia. They are still in office. It's an entire infrastructure. And those are the challenges that we have had with the institution. It's not just the individual. And I said, when the new appointee, who is a judge of the High Court, I said, this lady is competent. She knows the law. But she's not going to do much in the office of the IG. Yeah, because it's not about how much law you know and so on and so forth, yeah? The institution is not allowed to operate. It's not it's not given the tools to fight corruption. And that's why Mr. Museveni told the IGG then, wacha, don't go after these corrupt people. At least they are putting the money here. Yeah. When I was still in the media, we interviewed the then IGG, Justice Irene Mulyagonja, and we asked her, why is it that you only go after small fish? And her response was, on record, she said, whenever I go after the big fish, I find them hiding behind the president. This was at the level of a judge, in fact, Court of Appeal. She knows the law and so on, but she was saying, I'm being frustrated. Whenever I go after the thieves, they are being protected. So it doesn't matter who you put in that office, yeah? They will not deal with the corruption issue because it is systemic, it is institutionalized, unfortunately. Yes, Monica Nabukenya Chibalama, it is very unfortunate. We put out this news yesterday evening that the wife of Mr. John Bosco Chibalama, Mrs. Monica Nabukenya Chibalama, was found dead in her bathroom yesterday. This lady has been everywhere, speaking everywhere, pushing and saying, I want information regarding my husband. Her husband, John Bosco Chibalama, was abducted on 3rd June 2019. It's over 6 years since that happened. The Prime Minister, Robin Anabanja, came out and told the nation that Chibalama was arrested. And Mrs. Chibalama, this one who has died, has been asking Prime Minister, where is my husband? You said he was arrested by the state. You tell us the prison, the facility where he's being kept, so that we come as his family and see him, so that we get lawyers to follow up the matter. And Robin Anabanja has been mute. So she's been very vocal in trying to push to establish the whereabouts of her husband. And that information, she has unfortunately died without knowing, left little children who are growing, still trying to establish the whereabouts of their father, and now their mother has also died under mysterious circumstances. We are waiting to see what the autopsy report and so on will say, but it's very unfortunate that she has passed on. We hope that the Right Honorable Robin Anabanja will now give answers to the children, because the wife who has been demanding has passed on. But the children and the nation, because it's not just a family matter. Any individual, you see, the state is responsible for all of us. And that's why you cannot give birth to a child and do whatever you want with that child, that you can beat them up, that you can kill them and say, but I'm the one who gave birth to this child. No. The state is responsible for them. And so the country, Uganda, is still waiting from Robin Anabanja. Where is Chibalama? You said that he was arrested by the state. I saw recently Felix Kulaje, the spokesperson of the UPDF, he came out like a typical propagandist and he said, Chibalama fled the country, he's hiding in some country. And when he was asked which country, he said, I will not tell you. I said, now, look at this man. So anyhow, we still demand 4 answers. The family still demands 4 answers. It's unfortunate that she has passed on mysteriously before getting answers as to what happened to her husband. And others, by the way, not just John Bosco Chibalama, there are others. Kanata Muhammad, John Damulira, and several others who are still missing to date. Sam Mugumya was also disappeared a couple of weeks back. And the state is mute. There are 2 Kenyans who came to express solidarity with us to attend one of our rallies in Bujiri, in eastern Uganda, Busoga. What rally, and then we saw them, of course, we recognize the faces. One called Bob Njagi, and another called Oyo Nicholas. When they left the rally, they were kidnapped. And the government of Uganda has not accounted for these Kenyans. And you cannot even say that they were here illegally. But how? This is the East African community. You can move from Kenya to Uganda and vice versa using your national identity card. Because the borders were opened, we are one big East African region. Okay, even if you say they committed an offense, why haven't you produced them in court to charge them with whichever offense? But you have disappeared them up until now. So we demand for answers. The people of Uganda, the people of East Africa want to know what has happened to all these different people. Ensonga z'abasuubuzi gulo twabadde ku kitebe kyaffe nga tetunagenda butambala n'eggomba gye twabadde ku campaigns, twayogedde ku nsonga z'abasuubuzi. Twabaddeko n'abasuubuzi abamu awo era nga twogera okuvumirira ekyabatuuseeko. Kyannaku ebintu bino bibeerawo ne bitwalibwa ng'ebyokusaaga. Nabalabe mu meeting olunaku olw'eggulo ng'abakulu mu KCCA ne executive director babakakasa tikakati tugenda balirira compensation abasuubuzi abafunye obuzibu. Mbakubira omulanga ebyo si bituufu era tebagenda bakompensatinga. Nze siri nabbi naye nkimanyi nti okwo okulirira kwe babasuubiza tekugenda tuukirira nga bwe baali baliiridde ani. Mu March omwaka guno nga nehamu akavuyo kakolaawo tebinnatandika ebyo byonna era amataba gatta abantu abasoba mu 6. Nze mu constituency yange ya Nakawa West mu Limira zone nafiirwa abantu 3 era Honorable Minister Kabanda KCCA n'abalala ne bagamba tugenda balirira ne kaakati tebakikolanga. Omwaka oguwedde August Kiteezi mwalaba enjega yagwayo abantu 35 emirambo ne bagijjayo nga bafudde bambi. Abantu 28 ne kaakano tebafunikanga. Era Minister Kabanda n'aba KCCA bonna ne bavaayo ne bagamba tugenda balirira tebakikolanga. Abafiirwa abantu baabwe, abafiirwa amayumba gaabwe n'ebintu ebirala n'enkya paka nkya tebabaliiriranga. So we nalabye nga bagamba abasuubuzi nti bambi mukakkane temufaayo tugenda balirira. Ebyo si bituufu era muleke kukakkana. Temukakkana tebagenda balirira nga bwe babasuubiza. Kyovudola baffe twagambye abagenda mu kooti tugenda basupportinga. Yes, kooti zirina ebizibu kijja twala ebbanga ddene naki naye wakiri kibeere ku record. Kibeere ku record. Ate ffe abasuubuzi ffe tubakubira omulanga tewali tteeka limenya ly'oba omenye ngo osazeewo okwolesa obutali bumativu mu mirembe. Abasomesa babadde mu kwekalakaasa nga bagamba nedda mutukolere ekituufu naffe mutuwa omusaala ng'abalago mubawa. Of course waayisa akabanga ne bayita abakulembeze baabwe baba batiisiza baba bakoze batya bagamba bannaye bantu mbagaye baddeyo basomese. Abasawo bulijjo beekalakaasa mirembe. Kakati nammwe abasuubuzi kikkirizibwa okwekalakaasa mirembe. Abasomesa tebalina gwe bakuba ejjinja n'abasawo tebalina gwe bakuba. Nammwe tewalaga nti kati mukwate amayinja mukube kiyoba kine musobola okwekalakaasa mirembe ne mufuna obwenkanya. Bino be babasuubiza eyo mu meeting eggulo gye mwabaddemu tebigenda tuukirira. Ani gwe baali baliyiridde gwe mumanyimu amataba gazigayola ebintu by'abantu Kiteezi n'ebirala. Bano abalemeddwa okukola enguudo wano e Kampala ebinnya ebijjudde buli wamu mubagenda balirira. Muleme kulimbibwa. Kisitu ekibuuzo kyo nkiddemu mu Luganda? Kankiddemu. Kisitu yabuuzizza ekibuuzo yeekuŋŋaanyiza bulungi n'abuuza ekibuuzo eky'amaanyi ennyo. Kisitu yagambye nti naye Loopu lwaki ebintu bino obitubuulira bimaze kubeerawo, lwaki tubitubuulira nga tebinnabeerawo? Kisitu yabaddewo nga ŋŋamba nti mu zi meetings tebampita. Kyovudde olaba sobola bitegeera nga biri mu kubeerawo, mbitegeera luvannyuma. Singa mbeera mu meeting awo mba nsobola okugamba nti kino kikyamu temukikola kino nze nkigaanye. Kyovudde olaba tebampita mu zi meeting ezo. So kakati siyinza agamba nti ndiko some spiritual powers ndisobola okugamba nti mu myezi 2 okuva kati bajja tuula ku lunaku luno saawa bwe ziti basalewo kino. Naye buli kibaawo nga kikyamu newankubadde tebambise mu meeting mbanja kitegeera niba bakikweka batya nga bwe ntegedde kino nenkibabuulira. Ensonga ya Namayo n'emisinde yadduse dda. Oh, okay. Mulabya yafulumye. Okay. Naye munne waali. Sorry. Ensonga yes y'obukakafu kuba njogedde ku kanjiddemu. Situuzangako bannamawulire nga wano ne njogera ku kintu nga sikiinaako obukakafu. Era nga bwe kyali ku service award yasooka basooka kwegaana n'egye byaggwira ne bakkiriza twazifunye naye kali byayise mu mikono mitendere mituufu naye giriwa nga tebinnyonnyolikika. Twayogera ku million 10 abakana yaga Ssenyonyi tugenda kutwala mu kooti otogerako kalebule ne mubaga mulindeeko katono era gye byaggwira nga ne abawa ssente avuddeyo nakkiriza so ne ku kino service award ey'okubiri miliyoni ebinaba commissioners abana bonna ze baafunye bajja kusooka beegaane mujja balaba nga bwe bazze bakola bulijjo nize kyenjogerako nkiyimirirako era mujja biraba byonna nga bivaayo. Yes, lwaki towandiikira IGG kati office eno omuntu omupya? Obuzibu tebuli ku muntu, obuzibu buli ku kitongole bambi. Ekitongole ekyo tekyetengeredde nga bwe kirina kubeera. Kivudola Mwai Museveni abagamba ababbi temubagendera nnyo, ssente ze babbe bajja zitwala awalala. Wakiri bazimba wano zi shopping mall, zi arcade n'ebintu byabwe bazimba. Nali nkyali mawulire ne tukola interview ne yali Kalisoliiso mu kaseera ako, Justice Irene Mulyagonja ne tumubuuza naye lwaki obunnyanja okwata butono bwokka aganina agakula go gatya n'atugamba. Interview National Media Group yagikola as part of the team. Kalisoliiso mu kaseera ako Justice Irene Mulyagonja n'atugamba nti buli wengoba ag'ennyanja aganene ngasanga geekwese emabega wa president nti ababbi bano abanene balina protection naye tasobola bakwatako kati bwe buzibu obuli mu ofiisi eyo oba otaddemu ani juzi bwe baleeta IGG omupya ali ku ddaala eri omulamuzi ne ngamba ono omulamuzi amateeka agamanyi naye talina kyamaanyi kyagenda kukolawo kubanga takkirizibwa system temukkiriza. Ensonga eya Monica kitalo nnyo kyannaku twafunye amawulire nti mukyala Monica Nabukenya Kibalama yafudde, yasangiddwa mu nnyumba ye mu Kinaabiro ng'afudde mu ngeri etategeerekeka era tulinze okutegeera ebinaava mu autopsy report. Naye mukyala Monica Kibalama ono azenga abanja baawe John Bosco Kibalama yawambibwa ennaku z'omwezi 3 June 2019 kati giyise mu myaka 6. Prime Minister w'ekitiibwa Robinah Nabbanja yavaayo n'agamba eggwanga n'ategeeza eggwanga nti Kibalama yakwatibwa asirikale ba gavumenti. Bulijjo tubanja Nabbanja Kibalama aliwa gwe wagamba nti yakwatibwa. Mukyala Kibalama ono Monica afudde mu ngeri etategeerekeka. Azze abanja mukyala Nabbanja agamba mukyala Nabbanja naawe oli muzadde naye nina abaana kati wagamba baawange yakwatibwa mwamutereka wa bwe mwamukwata bw'aba alina omusango we yazza lwaki temukuba mu mbuga z'amateeka tubeerewo tutegeere ki ekigenda maaso ne balooya yange weebali. Nabbanja talina kyabiddamu tukyabanja Robinah Nabbanja n'abalala abaawambibwa ba John Damulira Bakanata Muhammadi n'abalala bangi. Of course nalaba spokesperson wa UPDF Felix Kulaije juzi yavaayo naga nti Kibalama ono alina eggwanga lye yaddukamu yeekwese eyo ne bamubuuza nti ggwanga ki nti sijja ddi babuulira n'otunuulira omusajja omukulu ngayogera ebitategeerekeka naye tukyabanja abantu bano eggwanga lyagala kutegeera ate kati beeyongedde n'okweyongera kati weeks eziwedde Sam Mugumya naye yawambibwa gavumenti teyagala kwogera wa bwe mutadde. Waliwo bannakenya babiri Bob Njagi ne Nicholas Oyo ba activists eyo kuva Kenya era batugoberera wano nga NUP baawulira nti twali Busoga eyo nga campaign zitandise ne bajja ku rally yafeemu ne tubeekanga nti yemmwe nti tuze naffe okubalaga solidarity ne tubaaniriza. Bwe baava ku rally eyo baali bakomawo ne babawambira ekira. Gavumenti ekyasirise bakyebuzaabuza tetumanyi waabwe bali naki naye nga n'abantu babalabanga babawamba ate nga toyinza gamba nti bazza musango okujja wano nga bannakenya. Tuli mu East African Community okozesa national ID yo n'osala kati Kenya nayo kiringa bova mu district eno nodda mu ndala. Tusobola okuva ne Kenya n'ogende Uganda n'ogende Kenya oba n'ova Kenya n'ojja Uganda. Naye kale bukiba nti muteebereza balina omusango gwe bazza lwaki temubakuba mu mbuga z'amateeka lwaki mubawamba batwala eyo nga teri amanyiwa we bali. Twagala okutegeera ebifa ku bantu bano wa we bali.